Okay guys, this section is on arithmetic sequences. So a sequence is just a list of numbers. So an example would just be -3, 0, and all the numbers you just put commas in between. And what makes it arithmetic is that we're adding or subtracting the same number between each term. So for this sequence, I'm adding 3 between each term. That makes this an arithmetic sequence. And this number that we're adding is called the common difference. And in equations, which you might see in your notes, is called D. So for this example, D equals 3. So this question is saying we have two missing terms. We have -78, and then because we're arithmetic, we're going to add some number to get this term. And then we're going to add some number, 3, it's because I put 3 right there, sorry, to get this number. And then we're going to add that same number, and we're going to get -123. Okay, so let's kind of go through the process. I'm going to take -78 plus D to get this number. And then I'm going to go again. I'm going to take -78 plus D to get that number. And then I'm going to go again. -78 plus D plus D to get -123. So now I have an equation. Let's set it up. -78 plus 3D equals -123. So let's solve. Plus 78 plus 78, right? So 3D is, I don't know, -123 plus 78 is -45. Divide both sides by 3. D is -15. So we're actually subtracting, right? Our numbers are getting more negative. So between each term, we're going to minus 15 to get to -123, and we can check. Let's start -78 minus 15. So this will be -93. And then if we minus 15 again, -108. And if we minus 15 again, we better get -123. Okay, so -93 and -108 would be our missing terms in that sequence. So this is some notation. A34, that 34 means the 34th term in the sequence. So guess what A1 means? That means first term in the sequence. And D is the common difference. That means we're adding 5 between each term. So we know the first term and we know the 31st term, or we know the first term wants us to get the 34th. So let's go through, and I'm going to show you how the equation comes about, but then we will just go back to the equation, okay? So if this is our term number, we'll write the workout here. So I'm going to leave some space because we might look at the 0 term, maybe. We'll see how this equation comes out. So on the first term, we have -41, right? And then we're going to, for our second term, actually, we're going to take -41 plus 5. That's the difference. So our new number is -36. Okay, for our third term, we're going to take -41, and we're going to plus 5 plus 5. We're going to do it again, plus 10. And our new number is -31. We would keep going. Our fourth term, -41 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And our new number is -26. So I want you to notice that we're actually getting, I'm going to write it out here. I'm going to kind of move this column over. This is -41 plus 5 0 times, right? We didn't have one there. This is negative 41 plus 5 one time. This is negative 41 plus 5 two times. Negative 41 plus 5 three times. Do you see this pattern? So what we're looking at though is this, our term numbers 1 are multiplies 0. Our term numbers 2 are multiplies 1. I hope you notice something about these numbers that I'm retracing. These are always 1 less. So we have a general form of an equation, and I'm going to write the general form. Okay, if I want to find any term number, that's n, I take the first term plus the difference n minus 1 times. So if I want to find the 34th term, I would take the first term plus 5, and then remember it's always 1 less than this. It's 34 minus 1. That's the n minus 1. And then you can just type it in the calculator. So negative 41 plus 5, 33. So 124. Okay, so we're gonna keep using this as we go through the problems, but I wanted you to see kind of where it came from. Okay, name the first 5 terms of the sequence. We're not going to use that equation because we're given the first term and we just need the next 5, but we know the difference. So we're just going to add 8 every time. So negative 32 plus 8, negative 24, plus 8, negative 16. And we want the first 5 terms, so we're actually going to start with negative 32. So negative 32, negative 24, it's not that one, it's not that one. I think I can stop. Yep. Plus 8, plus 8. Find the 49th term for 0, negative 2, negative 4. So whenever you have a sequence that's listed, this is considered the first term. Okay, so our first term is 0. Our difference is, you got to figure it out. What are we adding or subtracting between terms? Minus 2, and we want to find A49. So our equation is we take the first term plus the difference n minus 1. And in this case, n is 49. That's what we're looking for. So first term 0, difference negative 2, 49 minus 1. And then you would type it in just like that. So negative 96. Find the 47th term. So find A47, and we know the first term and the difference and n minus 1. So A47 is 76 plus the difference over 47 minus 1. It's nice when they give you everything you need. So 76 plus negative 11 fourths, 47 minus 1. Negative 50.5. And this is the same thing. Here's our formula. We know we want the 28th term. We know the first term. We know the difference. And then n minus 1. So 88 plus, I can't remember what it was, 11 halves, 28 minus 1. 236.5. And then last one, find the 25th term for the sequence. So A1 is negative 29. We need to find the difference So if you're not ever sure, like I'm not sure, take the second term minus the first term, and that's always going to be a way to find the difference. So negative 37 minus negative 29 is negative 8. And then you can check. Negative 29 minus 8, negative 37. Minus 8, negative 45. So D is minus 8. Okay, so here's our formula. We want the 25th term. The first term's negative 29. D is negative 8. And then 25 minus 1. Negative 29 plus negative 8. 25 minus 1 is negative 221. Good luck.